Hello folks, today we're going to be talking about a bit of an advanced subject, specifically queues, or some people call them queues. I won't complain if you do. It's kind of a weird word, but the proper pronunciation is queues. So what is a queue? A queue is a list of commands running in memory. It's all this. It's all of this. It's actually technically not this, because this is commands in a file. This is just a script right here. It's only a queue when it's actually running. So if I run this script, that was a queue that just ran. As you can see, it says the queue executed the commands and then completed. So a queue ID looks like this. It's the name of the script followed by 3 randomly chosen words. So this queue ID is just kind of random text mostly, but it does have the script name at the start, which is fairly useful if you need to know what script fired a queue. So some commands that control queues are the run command, the inject command, and the queue command. There are also a bunch of queue tags. So the run command starts a new queue, the inject command inserts new commands into a running queue, and the queue command edits a queue by pausing it, resuming it, delaying it, stopping it, whatever you need. So a cool tag we can do is this right here. queue.id.substring of starting at 0 and continuing to queue.id.last index of the underscore symbol -1. So if we save that, reload scripts, and run it, it narrates my command, which is the name of the script that ran it. So that's a fairly useful tag that you can do using various queue tags like queue.id. So another command that controls queues is the wait command, which delays the queue and makes next commands in the queue wait a bit until the timer is done. So every queue runs on its own, separate from everything else. You can delay one queue and it won't affect any other queue. If you're coming from Java, you might think of this like threads, but note that is not actually internally threads. That's not how it works. It's just all running on the main thread, except they all run independently of each other. It's kind of hard to explain. If you're interested, you could look in the source code to see how it all works. So there are 2 commands you often use with the queue command. Queue clear ends the current queue, so anything after it won't show. Narrate this won't show. Reload scripts /hello, and that never showed because the queue was cleared. There's also another command, queue stop, but you almost never need to use this. It's basically like a clear command, except it forces the queue to stop immediately. This is only useful if you're trying to run a queue with a specific ID and there's already a queue running by that ID. You can force stop that queue immediately and then immediately reuse the queue ID. For most purposes, you only ever need to use clear, and that's all you should use. So worth noting is the queue tags, of course. You can narrate anything, even just queue in tag marks, and it narrates the queue as an object. The queue is an object. You can also do things like queue.stats, which shows all the stats related to queues. Right now it shows the total number of queues created and how many queues are active. We might add more to it, we might not. This is just an informational tag. It's kind of interesting. You can do things like queue.id. You can do whatever you need. You can look up the list of other tags through Monkeybot or through the meta search pages. As a side note, there is also a script tag, which works just like the queue tag. You can do narrate script. We reload that. So you can get the script object without needing to do this ridiculously complex queue tag. So you can also pause and resume queues. Now, I'm not going to show that because it's rather difficult to set up, but basically you can do queue pause, and then later you can run queue resume out of a separate queue, and it'll restart the running queue, and the commands, like say this one, will show after you resume the queue manually from another queue. Another thing to note about queues is that you can have as many queues as you want. They can all be running from the same script, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just queues are unlimited and unrestricted entirely. You can make as many queues as you want. So don't worry about running a script twice or whatever, it'll all work out fine. However, if you don't want a queue to run twice, if you don't want a script to run twice, you can easily do something like if global.flag script.name name queue clear flag global script.name. I fall back to false in case this flag isn't set, and then over here at the end of the script, flag global script.name, remove it. So that works just like a cooldown, except it's used to stop the script from running more than twice. And the cool thing is, using the script.name tag, you don't have to worry about setting a different flag name for each script, you just use this one tag. So that's all there is to it. Subscribe if you want to see more videos as they come out, otherwise keep watching the tutorial video page. Bye.